It is truly unbelievable. When he first joined the Chinese league outfit Shanghai Shenhua, we all thought that Stephan El Shaarawy was done with European football. The last 2 years in Italian football hadn't been that great on the forward, who was once considered Italian football's greatest hopes. Devoid of confidence and lacking in consistency, he decided to make a move to Asia for a big payday. El Shaarawy was given a contract reported to be worth €15 million a year, more than many of the Italian national team stalwarts aren't even making. In his last season in Italy, the mercurial forward had scored 11 goals in 23 Serie A starts and had a lot left to give. However, he just didn't seem happy, and it appeared that he needed to take some time away from Rome, and more importantly, away from constant media scrutiny. It's becoming quite a regular thing. Talented players playing in the top leagues of Europe sign lucrative deals in China and then force a way out of their contracts. Axel Witsel was making €20 million a year at Tianjin Quanjian before he decided to join Borussia Dortmund. However, it appears that the former Zenit man has not skipped a beat and he's playing as well as he always did. A move to China didn't make him a bad player. And now it's El Shaarawy's turn. The forward was definitely one of the most electric players to ever set foot in the Trigoria training complex and has now re-signed with AS Roma a little over 2 years after making a shock move to China. In the previous January transfer window, El Shaarawy was very close to becoming a Roma player once again, but the Romans were unable to sell Diego Perotti at the time and missed their window. So it woke up quite the romantic in us when the club officially unveiled El Shaarawy as a Roma player for the second time. The Italian international has joined for free after he was able to negotiate an end to his deal with the Shanghai-based club. Although no details have been provided about the contract, it's been rumoured that the 28-year-old's contract runs through 2024 and he'll earn $3.5 million a year and a further $1 million in potential bonuses. It isn't anywhere near what he was making in China, but in the current financial situation, this isn't a bad deal for a player who left Europe with unfinished business. Indeed, the player himself seems to be very excited at the prospect of playing with a team he always had a soft spot for.
Tanto felice, carico e entusiasta di poter ricominciare di riscrivere un nuovo capitolo con questa.
When I arrived in Rome the first time, I realised how little time it takes for this club and this city to make a deep impression on you. When I left, I quickly realised that both would always be in my heart. Now I cannot wait to once again be representing this club and these colours. He will be wearing his customary number 92 shirt, so it's clear that El Shaarawy never really left the Eternal City. Now, we know that Roma have not been playing that bad of late, but their performances haven't been consistent enough either. On top of that, manager Paulo Fonseca and veteran striker Edin Dzeko have had a serious falling out with the issue, seeing the Bosnian being barred from training with the first team. The falling out forced Roma's hand since the ownership did not want to do any business in the transfer market. Initially, the Giallorossi were eager to go for a swap deal, involving Inter Milan forward Alexis Sanchez. However, negotiations ended at a stalemate. Fonseca has decided not to say anything about the falling out with Dzeko, even though the team is now without a permanent captain. Nonetheless, he was extremely happy to know that El Shaarawy would be at his disposal and would be willing to fight for the cause. I think Stefan will adapt quickly to our system of play. He knows Italian football well and he has characteristics that can be useful for us. He continued, above all though, there's the most important thing. He wanted to return to Roma at all cost, which I immediately understood after speaking with him. This is the sort of thing a manager wants to hear when speaking with a player. I'm very pleased because I know that El Shaarawy is a player who loves Roma. El Shaarawy first arrived in Rome in January 2016 and ended up scoring 40 goals in 139 games for the capital club. And now in the backdrop of all the problems Fonseca has faced due to his bust-up with Dzeko, it would become crucial for El Shaarawy to do well. With 2 wins in a row, Roma fans are smiling again. The 3-1 win over Verona was very important for the team's confidence, especially given the fact that they scored 3 goals against the current best defence in the league. And everything they did was without Dzeko, and Fonseca has already hinted that the team doesn't really need him, and this is where El Shaarawy comes in. Some might feel that he might not be the same player capable of producing individual moments of brilliance like he did all those years ago, but deep down we all know that a trip to China is never going to define him as a player. Roma gave their new signing a great demonstration of the side they aspire to be, and El Shaarawy must have been rubbing his hands in glee from the stands, watching his new club play so well. While there might be doubts about the mercurial forward's ability to become influential from the get-go, it's also true that if a team is playing well, it doesn't take a lot of time for a new signing to settle down. And with Roma playing with so much confidence, you can expect El Shaarawy to find his feet back in Italy very quickly. As things stand, La Lupi are in 3rd place in the league standings and trail league leaders AC Milan by 6 points. Next up, they have an important clash with reigning champions Juventus that could prove to define their season. A win over Pirlo's men may not make them genuine title contenders, but it would at least help them further solidify their hopes of sealing a place in the Champions League next season. For El Shaarawy, it would also be important to use this time to impress the national team boss Roberto Mancini. The former Manchester City manager has often overlooked the forward in recent years. That period, not by accident, happened to take place when he was playing in China. However, now that he's going to be playing for a team that finds itself in a very enviable position in the league, the talented forward needs to grab this opportunity with both hands and start putting in shifts that could earn him a possible return to the Italian setup. There was a time when El Shaarawy was one of the most in-form strikers in Italy. He once scored from a sensational volley in a 1-0 win over Bologna. However, the crowning moment came when he scored 2 goals in a 3-0 win Champions League win over then Premier League champions Chelsea. Both goals showcased his class. One, a powerful blast from the edge of the area, and the second, a classy touch to finish things off. El Shaarawy made his Serie A debut at the age of 16, only 55 days after his birthday. Injuries nearly derailed his career at AC Milan and throughout his first coming in Europe. The forward would take in loan spells at Monaco and then Roma before signing for the latter on a permanent basis. When he was selected to represent Italy at the 2016 Euros, it was nothing more than a frustrating trip where he was only used once by Antonio Conte. Now though, the forward has a chance to turn the tables and slowly become part of Mancini's plans for the national team. Even at a young age, El Shaarawy's skill set stood out. He always had great pace and dribbling ability, and he was always a great passer of the ball. The ability to play in multiple offensive positions, coupled with great shooting ability, made him a player to watch out for. Now at the age of 28, El Shaarawy seems to be a more mature and well-rounded individual, and perhaps this is why we believe that his second coming to European football is going to allow him to play the best of his abilities and maybe even realise some of the potential we always knew he had.